Hi everyone, and welcome to today's video. My name is Ricky Hayes and very excited to bring you TikTok versus Facebook ads in 2024. Which is better and why, and a bit of a strategy around that. If you do like today's video, be sure to like, share, subscribe. Let's jump into it. So firstly, I wanted to talk about understanding it. We're also then going to go into Facebook and how you can set up a cold traffic campaign very, very quick, very, very easy. And then we're also going to do the same for TikTok. And then my thoughts and what the strategy that I generally find works best, especially as you try and scale your business into a brand from just being drop shipping. One, make sure you have your Facebook and Instagram page set up. You can create them very, very easy. You can make a business one, make a business manager, bind your Facebook and Instagram pages in there. You can also bind all your assets, basically. That's why you make a business manager. It's a big one-off. You can also make multiple ad accounts. So you have an ad account by default, you'll have 5, and you can have unlimited pixels basically. If you're using Shopify, which I know most of you are, you can use the free Shopify Facebook and Instagram app. It's just free, install it, follow the steps. It will do most 98% of the legwork for you. The parts where you might need to do is add your credit card information and stuff. So just as a big one off there. Again, I recommend checking out my other videos in the channel about that if you want further details. We're just going into which is better as of today. Now, both are very good, right? So I wanted to say, both Facebook and TikTok are very good. The sole difference is that Facebook's very saturated, okay? Especially, that's why most people have migrated, especially dropshipping, to TikTok, but Facebook does really, really well too. So what I suggest, with understanding Facebook and the ecosystem, is use it mainly for remarketing. I've shown you videos on remarketing in my channel as well. You can just go check it out. But to make it, I'm going to show you how to make a quick conversion type campaign with basic settings. Okay, but I generally find I use it for remarketing. I personally more use Google for cold traffic, and then I use social media for remarketing. That's my strategy, but I also wanted to give it for people that just want to use social media and not things like Google ads. Completely understandable. As you scale, I recommend watching that video as well. It just gives you an outline based on what your business is at to give you those specifics. Okay, so let's go straight into Facebook and sort of make a quick campaign so you can understand. I'm also going to talk about the business manager. We're now in the Facebook ads manager to show you just a few things. You can go to your business settings. Once you made a business manager, it's free. Just Google Facebook business manager. You want an ad account, make a page, an Instagram account as well, and then you bind them to your ad account. Okay, so what you can do is in your ad account, you go to the test, make sure you have access, go into the page, and what you do is you assign people. You can assign partners if you're like running an agency, right? And you make sure you have permission, because when you're in the ad account, otherwise you won't see it, right? So that's basically it. Very, very easy. You've got your data sources, your catalog, pixel. All the other ones aren't really that important, especially in the beginning. Once you use the Facebook and Instagram sales channel app, it'll pretty much do your page, Instagram, catalog, pixel. Your ad account, you might need to create as well. Sometimes it can be based on permissions. Make sure you're an admin as well. Make sure you set up your billing, otherwise obviously your ads won't run. Then you go back into your ads manager. Now I've made a test campaign again to show you. Very, very simple. Don't know why it does that. Sometimes when you have like even a draft one, even though it's a draft one, it won't let you do it. It's very, very weird. Obviously because it's a test one. You go sales. Manual sales campaign setup. Give it a campaign name, test campaign. Sales, leave the auction type. Don't want to use a catalog. We want to put it $10 a day, but you'll want to set it at the ad set. You'll see that in the TikTok one, we're going to do the same. Right? Then you want to give it this. Test interest targeting. Make sure you're choosing website. Pixel, your conversion event is always purchase. I always go straight for purchase. Don't do cost per goal, especially far too soon. Dynamic creatives are really, really good, but at scale. In the beginning, definitely don't. Daily budget, 10. Your start date will be the next business day. So for the sake of this, just putting that, okay? No end date. You want to choose United States. Take out your default country. You want to switch to the original one. I just, switch to the original one, and you want to then do targeting. And because we're just using fashion, we're just going to choose Vogue. What's the one I'm after? Vogue magazine, that's it. So you can see a huge audience. Generally you want to narrow it down to 25 to 44, because that's generally with dropshipping the items you want to focus on. Gender, because of this type of interest, would be women. You'll see this probably won't actually change much because it's obviously a female-dominated magazine. You can see collectively it's still very strong. Leave automatic placements. Next, and this is where you make your creative. All right, as you can see, you got your page and Instagram. If you don't have access to them, you won't see them here. You go back into your business and set it up. You want to go manual upload, single image or video, your website URL. Again, I'm just going to put dogs.com. That's obviously that color, right? You want to add media. Let's say add an image. I'll add a funny one of myself from long ago. Primary text. Headline, so primary text is above the image, so this is a test. Okay, so you can see it there, and the headline is always something catchy. Ricky is a beast. Hilarious, right? So, and then it'll give, the test begins, it's a test, and you can just choose these and it will make more of these for you as well. Okay, and you can and it actually trains it as well. Description, don't be too stressed about that. People don't look at that much. Your call to action is always shop now. Don't put a code in. Leave languages and then launch. Make sure that once you've launched it, at least add another 3 different ad sets, the exact same except different interest targeting. Right? So as you just saw, I just put Vogue magazine. Put another very big magazine. Whenever you're not sure, type top 10 women's fashion magazines, and Google will literally just tell you. And that's all I do. That's it. With TikTok, you need a TikTok page. Very, very simple. You need a TikTok business manager. Again, very simple. And they actually give you free credits. Once you have that set up, you need an ad account and a TikTok pixel. Far easier. Again, if you use the Shopify app, there's a TikTok free Shopify app that basically integrates a lot of that for you and does the conversion tracking if you're using Shopify, which again, I understand many of you are. Once that's set up, you've run your first TikTok campaign. It does operate a bit different to Facebook. I'm going to go live into that and sort of show you that and discuss that. It takes a lot of inspiration from Facebook. It's probably about 90% the same, 10% different, okay, based on different variables of the platform and just their approach to how they run media buying. The key difference is the audience sizes can be inaccurate from my experience, as I said, as well as obviously the UI and some more around especially the ad and how you upload content and stuff, but very, very easy to catch on very quick. I'm going to show you how to set this up as well, and then as the last step, we're going to go into how you actually define and a bit of the strategy so we can discuss that further. Hey, so now we're in the TikTok ad account. I made a TikTok ad account. I've bound a test pixel I have, and I haven't bound a page, but you can just make one anyway. Very, very easy. Want to choose website conversions, don't choose product sales. Product sales is for catalog, right? Give it a campaign name. I'm just going to call it test campaign. Don't worry about any of these settings, go continue. I like to call it interest group 1. Again, you just choose pixel. Now, because it's a test one, I've done a number of testing, just choose, there will be purchase if you use the Facebook app and you're using the Shopify app for TikTok, it'll just choose purchase. Automatic placement, you don't want to use a saved audience because you don't have one. Target country would be United States. Most of the time you're going to be targeting 25 to 44. Most of the time will be women. Household income, just leave it as all. Don't worry about audience, because that's not actually, that's like you creating like a lookalike custom audience retargeting. We're gonna, for the sake of this, going to go fashion, and I like to choose a large audience, women's fashion. See, the audience sizes can be tiny, so you want to look for ones that are in the millions, ideally. Okay, so I might actually just choose, see, that's massive. Let's have a look. 21 million. So it's actually recommending that we narrow it down. So I want to find, what I like is, I can't remember the name. Is it Vogue? I think Vogue. That's it, perfect. So you can actually use, pardon me, whoops, that, which is perfect because that's a huge brand, right? And you can see it's around that million. So absolutely perfect. Daily budget, 20, because you have to do that at ad set. All day, optimization, conversion. Don't do target CPA, just leave it. 7 day, 1 day click, count every, continue. Now you can use smart ones. Again, in the beginning, I suggest doing it manual. So you can go creative name, and I put like test one. Spark ads, you don't really want to run them in the beginning, so just ignore that. You want a single video. You don't want carousel images. If you're running an established brand, that'll work well, but for dropshippers especially, and starting out, single video. Text, you want to put something very, very easy here. So I'm going to choose something from library. Don't have anything for this example because it's a new ad account. But so let's put dog collar, right? So universal dog collar for all shapes and sizes. Okay, you don't want any of these. Definitely don't. You want to put the URL the same as you can see. It's similar to Facebook. Now, once you have your tracking, that'll automatically populate as well. You don't need to worry about those, and pretty much that's it. Once you get this rolling, definitely use Smart Creative. It works quite well. And as I said, upload your creative, your image. I'm going to make one on UGC AI Creative soon to show you that, but for the sake, I just wanted to show you this. And we're going to move now to the final slide on sort of how you use both of them. All right, so step 3 is my strategy. Now, this is what's worked best for me. Everyone has their own strategy. I find TikTok on remarketing on TikTok does really well as well. I find Facebook does better. Facebook just seems to have remarketing down pat. Cold traffic, it does well, but the cost per acquisition is just extremely high. So it's very unprofitable, especially for cold traffic. So here's what I recommend if you're running just social media ads and you want to keep it that way. 80% cold TikTok, 10% Facebook ads, 10% TikTok. You want to test both the remarketing. If Facebook's performing well, increase it up to 20%, right? You never want more than 20% of your overall budget, right? So if you're spending $100 a day and you're scaling, $20 a day at least for remarketing across both platforms. Find what works best and divvy up your budget accordingly, okay? And the simple way is based on cost per acquisition. Because most of you are using the Shopify and using the sales channels for the conversion tracking, it will be correct. It's dynamic, it's simple. And that's sort of how I do it. Now, with that in mind as well, you want to use lookalikes, starting with VC, view content, where you have 1,000 visitors at minimum, okay? Don't even think about lookalikes. I'm going to make videos on lookalikes. You can make 1 to 10% in the audience manager, basically in both platforms. Very, very similar. Different, but similar. Both have their pros and cons, and I'll go into that as well. The campaigns, as you can see, are similar but somewhat different. More around the ad level, around some of the options. TikTok is a bit more limited. Facebook's a bit more flexible. It's just because of the age of the different platforms. But TikTok keeps it that way because it works quite well. Use auto bid on both. With remarketing, I'll show you videos on how you can make custom audiences. Very, very simple. You just put in the URL. It'll populate based on your pixel data, how many people have hit that URL path, and then make an audience. Then you can make lookalikes, and you can use that for also further scaling methodologies, okay? Auto bid, always stick to auto bid. As you scale, you want to try and, for both platforms, whichever one you're using, use CBO over ABO so you can make as many ads and ad sets, and it will dynamically use it, okay? And then you just focus on making new creatives. With using broad audiences, the biggest advantage you have is that you have a lot of flexibility and it won't die out. So in terms of which is better, it's again a really hard one to say. I think they're both very, very important. But I would say, especially as a starting business, especially drop shipping, I would say TikTok is much better for cold. Facebook is much better for remarketing. Okay, but in the beginning, TikTok is definitely by far the better because the cost per acquisition is a lot cheaper. Cost per click is a lot cheaper as well. But don't forget, Facebook plays a very important part because everyone at some point pretty much ends up on TikTok or ends up on Facebook or Instagram. So make sure you include remarketing there. A lot of people just focus on cold traffic and you're missing out on 80% of the profit from that because it's remarketing where you get that. So make sure you invest in remarketing, especially if you're seeing a good click-through rate, especially on TikTok of 1% and above, and you'll get very, very cheap CPCs. We're talking to United States here. So that's where I would focus that. That's what my analysis is. I hope this has been helpful, teaching you a bit about Facebook and TikTok. If you want more TikTok videos, I will do more of that, more advanced scaling strategies there. If you did like today's video, be sure to like, share, subscribe. You can join the Discord channel. I'm there and the others are there. We can help support you with any issues and talk to the community. We have many success stories there, which is really exciting. If you are interested in Debutify, there's a link there. If you are starting with Shopify, there's also a link that is an affiliate link. Check out our news and information as well, and follow us as well, all on the Debutify channels, as well as myself, Ricky Hayes. I look forward to talking to you. Thank you very much for your time. Take care and goodbye.